Hello and welcome to our presentation on the psychology of your future self. This presentation has been created by Danielle, Nicole, and Chantal. In this presentation, we will review and analyze a TED Talk given by Dan Gilbert, a Harvard psychologist, who talks about our future selves. In his video, Gilbert attempts to answer the question, why do we make decisions that our future selves come to regret? For example, why do we spend the time and money getting tattoos when we are young, only to remove them a decade later? Or why do we marry people that we later divorce? Gilbert suggests that the reason we make all those regretful decisions is that most people have a fundamental misconception about the power of time, that our thoughts and expectations about time, change, and our future selves is actually flawed. We believe that who we are now is who we were always meant to be and who we will be from this point forward. But in reality, we are constantly changing and evolving. We walk around with an illusion that our personal history has come to an end and that from this point we will experience very little change. In reality, while the rate of change in our life does slow as aging occurs, there's still an immense amount of change to come. Time is a powerful force in the way it changes our preferences, values, and who we are. Ultimately, who we are right now is as temporary as who we were 10 years ago and who we will be in 5 years. The one constant in our life is change. Where did Gilbert get his information about his version of reality? Well, Gilbert, along with his colleagues Quidback and Wilson, conducted research about people's conceptions of time. They then had an article published in the Science Journal entitled The End of History Illusion. This article is the basis of many of Gilbert's assertions in the TED Talk. Are Gilbert's claims science? Something is considered science when it meets 3 qualifications. It has to utilize systematic empiricism, produce public knowledge, and examine problems that are actually solvable. Systematic empiricism. Dan Gilbert cited an academic journal article that conducted research that relied on an experiment to measure personalities, values, and preferences by taking samples of people and giving them a questionnaire to answer based on how much they thought they would change in the future and how much they had changed from the past. The questionnaire was tested for reliability and validity so that the data could be analyzed and conclusions could be drawn. The experiment showed individuals' mental awareness of their past changes and future predictions. The study was structured so that observations made from the results revealed something about the individuals in the world. Public knowledge. The research meets the requirement that it can be considered public knowledge because it has gone through the scientific channels to be criticized and tested. The knowledge is not solely that of the original researchers. It is now considered publicly verifiable knowledge because it can be replicated, criticized, and extended. This also means that the research is a reliable source because it has validity by being published in a recognized scientific journal that uses a peer-reviewed process. The journal article cited in the TED Talk is reliable and is provided by a peer-reviewed source. The academic journal source is called Science, and this article was published in January 2013. The journal itself is published by the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Solvable problem. This peer-reviewed process ensures that the research was on a solvable problem and has a testable theory. This means that the research is falsifiable because it is based on data and research that can be potentially shown to be false. The research was conducted to see if people's predictions of how much they would change in the future lined up with people's actual tendencies to change. After reviewing the claims while considering the 3 qualifications of science, we've made the conclusion that this is science. Thank you for taking the time to watch our presentation. Please let us know what you think about Dan Gilbert's TED Talk in the discussion forum in Moodle, and if you agree with our assessment that this is science.